Let me down.
So hi everyone, welcome to Bing Jie channel. So today I would like to share about the data science presentation. So the data science presentation, it might be machine learning application in the real life. So presented by me lah, Bing Jie, Hiew Bing Jie. So next slide please. So the machine learning will be divided by 5 sections. It might be data, computational power. Then next is the storage. Next is the use of the internet. Next is use of the sensor. So it might be got 5 sessions of the machine learning. So next slide please.
A few moments later.
So next slide, I would like to share about the restaurant machine learning. So it is the old version of the machine learning. So it might be using a touch screen and then using e-pay or using barcode, like something like MCD McDonald's is like be using a machine like to buy a food. Yeah. Now that score is something like want to pay a bills, you using scan a barcode and then pay a bill. That's all need. Something like nowadays the DG is using a pay bills or top up using a machine. Also might be very nowadays very using a technology. So next slide please. This is the using MCD McDonald's. You're using a credit debit card or by cash, something like CGV cinema. CGV cinema is also using something like this. It might be using a touch and go. It might be using a cash. It might be using something like credit debit card. It might be very simple. No need a cashier to pay the bill. Something like this. Next slide please.
A few inches later.
So you using restaurant machine learning is this year is I think supposedly 2017 or 2018. It made by an increase in artificial intelligence interest for new business sector. So it might be this is the new technology in the nowadays. So just 1 year ago, we hardly had with any visitor or subscriber from the food service sector. And this year we had a strong interest from food processing and food service leader, which had come as surprise. So most of the audience was small business owner, but many of the perspectives in this article apply just as well to large nation food service firm. It's something like, imagine that nowadays you go to the shopping mall, you go to the cinema, you go to the food court, like a shopping mall of the food court is using of the buy card, using a card and pay, and very simple to use it. Yeah, you're using like something like you want to buy a soft drinks or you want to buy a snack. In my college also got a machine of the soft drink, also got a machine of the snack or fast food. It might be using a cash, buy it already. Something like nowadays using a machine. Now restaurant, something like MCD, using a machine, click it and then pay it immediately. Very simple to use. And something like Starbucks also. Starbucks is also using like something like MCD or Starbucks or KFC. It got also using the car go to take or like call order what foods and then want to pay bills. They can get foods already. Yeah, something like this. Next.
Later.
So we have SMBS, discuss the right action around AI in the food service. This article examines the current stage of machine learning in SMB in food service, the forward-looking trend of AI in food service. Next is the AI technology that may impact food service in the long term. Something like the new technology born already. It might be like something like fast, and then for us to do very properly of the technology nowadays.
2,000 years later.
The state of AI amongst SMBS in the food service. So based on our research, we have found every 100 AI companies, only 1/3 of these companies have the academic or intellectual horsepower to leverage machine learning in any serious way, while many are merely marketing hype. So of this number, a third has gone past pilot testing their product or service, but have yet to show any real positive impact on their bottom line. So AI is clearly no from mom or pop operation at this point, and even if a business were to nature enough to have money to invest in machine learning technology, it probably would not have the data science talents and the R&D experience to really get value from artificial intelligence. So its called AI. So hence, even firms with the budget might be better off investing in security, customer marketing, and other areas. Next slide.
Meanwhile,
so for certain, there is a great deal of noise around AI, but food service SMB need to be able to discern the grants for the shift, as it happens the majority of AI applications. Enough with only a few words considered in a long-term strategy planning, not immediately implementation. We will cover some of their impactful long-term technology later in this article. So it might be, it might be AI, but service not very. It might be got a little bit problem, little bit bug, something like got machine problems, like want to manually to solve it or solve it this issue problems. It might be want to using a go-to counter to order it, something like this. So things supposedly nowadays it might be got little bit bug, not every day got a lot of bugs, right? So I think supposedly want to like something like programming. Next slide.
a few minutes later.
Machine learning challenging of SMBS in food service. So it might be divided by 3 sections. So it might be first section is most innovation is for biggest firms. So these custom applications such as video intelligence for assessing quality of food service properties are highly complex and require experienced machine learning expert on staff, plenty of resource, and large volume of data. So it might be nature of which are common for mid-sized food service business. So next is AI is resource intensive and complex. So SMBS are in a position to attract the best AI talents straight line out of the college on and to compensate them with handsome salaries. Cover pet like Google, Facebook, even restaurant with more than 100 locations, data science talents is probably carrots or not as it. So food service is not a machine learning inversion for now. So the food service instruction relativity little action as a destination of SIU. Unlike familiation, banking, and telecommunication, amongst others. So next slide, please.
Moments later.
So it might be using case of machine learning and AI in the restaurant nowadays. It might be divided by 5 sections using a robotic, smart, issue technology, chatbots, conversational interface, customer recommendation platforms, and then analysis, solution, and AI. So it might be divided by 5 sessions. So this is the figure of the robotics drone delivery. Something like you might be foods or foods using drones. It might be faster deliver in your house. Then nowadays the Grab foods is using a motor car deliver to your house. Something like this nowadays. Next is using a smart visual technology. It's something like McDonald's is using self-ordering kiosks. Yeah, using something like pre-order and order and pay now using card payment only or cash. Next slide please.
A few moments later.
So it is the chatbot. Conversation interface is using a Starbucks and now voice ordering. So using this one. Maybe in US or UK nowadays it got lah. I don't know Malaysia got or not lah. I think should be not popular in nowadays. It's something using emerging link. Something like this. Yeah, it might be China using Tianmao Jingling. This one. Something like this only. Next slide please.
A few inches later.
So next is the customer recommendation platform. So the consumer platform will be impact more restaurants in the next 2 or 3 years, but adapting to these apps properly would not be much different where restaurants learn to make pineapple listening on Waze or Google Maps. Nowadays the Waze or Google Maps is very popular nowadays in the real life. Using search it to the restaurants right now might be using a Waze or Google Map very simple to go to the restaurant. You want to go where restaurants to take food or eat in the restaurant.
2,000 years later.
Next is using analysis, solution, and AI. So it's to help for us visitor traffic, for others inventories needs, as well as reviewers and cost. So it might be divided by 4 sessions. 4 sessions is the Vanguard, Portable App Servers, and Pros IQ. So Vanguard of the solution that collect, analyze, use data related to purchase, preference, and habits, which the dining experience personally encourage customer utility, increase repeat visit and sales. Next is the open table contains dinner with restaurant by allowing to find a restaurant to reserve a table, something like reserve the table want to go to the restaurant to eat. So Observer is restaurant managed. Platform is for easy payment processing, point of sale, reliable payment, and intake analysis. This can be both machine and save variable resource. Next, lastly is the Post IQ. Post IQ provides cloud-based big data solution that collect customer data in real time to help improve restaurants, businesses, and customers' experience. Something like you touch and go e-wallet, or something like using Direct Now. Direct Now is very popular right now. Yeah, something like this. So that's all for my presentation. Thank you for listening. So I think that's all for this video. Please subscribe me for this video. Please like and share on this video. So supposedly this is my opinions, or this is I search in the internet and then I using my own words to present it in the YouTube. So I think supposedly that's all. I think this is my opinion only, not of the general opinions. I using the internet to find it and then use my own words to explain to all of us. Okay, so I think that's all for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, stay safe. See you guys again. Bye bye.